to day 10 of Litmas! Yes, we look exactly the same. No need to comment. And we're on the computer again.
Yeah.
It's a lot of computer-based ones, I find. Today we're gonna torture ourselves. So in this little baggie here, I have a bunch of the books that I've read this year that I have rated 5 stars. So naturally, we're gonna go look at the 1-star reviews and react to those.
Yep, and most of them will make me angry, but like I said previously, if we pull Heartstopper, I'm gonna cry.
I don't know if anybody's ever given Heartstopper a 1 star.
They better fucking not.
We'll see. We'll find out if there's 1-star reviews for these. And then we'll look at the 2s if there's none. Would you like to do the honors?
I get to roll the die.
Do you want to roll it on the Everything is Fine board?
Yes.
Okay.
I was gonna say we should do the new die rolling.
It's not ready though. It's not ready yet. It's not ready yet. But this is Everything is Fine.
Everything is fine.
So we're gonna roll to see how many reviews we dare go through today. Watch, it's 1.
Oh my god.
I would laugh. Roll it. 18?
18!
18!
Yeah.
Jesus.
That's okay.
Did I even write 18? I don't know if I did.
I don't know. But your long videos are my favorite, so.
Are they? They're a bitch to edit. So. Like to draw the first one as well?
Oh my god. So much like.
Well, there's 18. I ain't pulling all of these. What do we got?
We got A Gathering of Shadows.
I just finished this one. All right, hold on.
I haven't. Okay, so what if it's spoilery though?
Then I'm gonna tell you because it usually it'll say view spoilers.
Okay.
And then I'll just tell you to plug your ears and close your eyes.
Okay.
And just go la 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 la. So I rated Gathering of Shadows 5 stars. I loved this book. It was amazing. Really love a lot of the new characters in this. So you can see my review right here. It's a great sequel. It is a sequel to Darker Shade of Magic. Oh, here's a 1-star right there. There's a 1-star right in here. They read it in 2017. Let's see what they have to say. Let me make sure that this is filming it correctly. Good, okay. It's unbelievable how I started this book with the lowest possible expectation and it still managed to disappoint me. He likes Holland. Every single appearance from him made the plot in the book so much better. I honestly don't agree with that. Holland is literally the only character that pushed me to finishing this trilogy. I'm sorry. Did you even read Alucard Emery? The book is majorly afflicted with the infamous second book syndrome. It is not. It is not. I like this better than A Dark Shade of Magic. A cow's opinion is better than these 350 pages. And for God's sake, a cow's dialogue is literally only moo, moo, moo. This is rude. Here's another one. But I can't not hate this book. So much of this nightmare scenario after nightmare scenario wrapped into one misleading synopsis. I was quite frankly shocked by how quickly universally adored V. Schwab introduced the not like other girls trope. She does do that, and that is a little bit off-putting. That's a fair assessment of this. I also think that because I love Lila's character, it's a little bit warranted in her situation with how she's survived all these years. It's kind of strange how sexist this book is. The great thing about YA books is that a lot of them are written by feminists, but the subliminal messages here made my skin crawl. What? There's the not like other girl stuff, or else I call it sexism light. Every single female character is judged for her appearance. Strong women are stripped of their gender identity a couple times because it questions whether muscular women are truly women at all. I don't recall that in there. Because there are some beasts of women in this. Don't forget the princess from Vest. See, I thought her character was building to something else. Her only character trait is boy crazy. Which, that's not what I was seeing it as. I thought it was more like... I thought she was going to be more of a threatening character, but I guess it does turn into that. I thought it was more about her political ambition but I can see how it could get interpreted as that. Follow Kel's around like a lovesick puppy. See, I thought it was because because Kel is a major political piece because he's the only one of him. And I thought she was trying to steal because there is rumors of a war about to happen. And to have the Antari with you tips the scales a lot in your favor. So I thought that's where her motivations were, but interpret it as you will. Wise man's fear! Don Quixote has more lucidity in his little finger than the entire bag of wind that is Quoth. Harsh! The author had nothing up his sleeve. Unlike a good illusionist, Rothfuss really had nothing to show. Parts of the book are disjointed from others. Denna is a nitwit.
I mean, yeah, we all hate Denna.
We all hate Denna. All characters are two-dimensional and most unlikable.
Do you even know the name Ari, sir?
Or Tempe.
Or Tempe.
Or Simmons. Or Stella. Davy! Rude! Also couldn't care less for the world building. See, this is where I thought, what? I thought this book was better on world building than Name of the Wind. Because he developed this entire unique culture with the Adem. If you think the Adem's way of communication is really, you need to read more fantasy. Well, apparently I need to read more fantasy.
That's like pretty much all I read, sir.
Choose a new one.
People are dumb and I hate them. Winterwood.
Winterwood! I love Winterwood. Have you finished it yet?
I haven't.
Oh no. Okay, there is amazing, whimsically dark bit about the forest in the beginning and some cool witchy lore sprinkled throughout. But overall, the essence of the book is freaking it's not insta-love. Wrapped in a murder mystery amidst a blizzard setting. I think people need to redefine what they think insta-love is. They did not have insta-love. At all. We hardly get anything from the Wickerwood. That's because the main thing from the Wickerwood you get pretty early on. I just wanted the bloody flaming haunted forest of lost shit that you can only enter on a full moon and die. But here's the thing. If you did that, it would just be repetitive. Here's a little weird thing I found, take it home. Here's a weird thing I found, take it home. You need a focus, and this is what the focus is. The writing is so purple it's almost oxygenless, almost unreadable, and if an editor had gone through and pulled out all the utterly unnecessary repeats, we would be left with little more than fairly average short story. Repeats both of words, usually with the last repeats in it. See, this is an emphasis thing.
Yeah.
That's not about repeating or getting a workout. That's an emphasis and a stylistic choice.
Uprooted.
Uprooted! This book is underwhelming as fuck. 1 star to character developments. I cannot stand any of them. Nearly all of them are as flat as a cardboard cutout. Disagree. Agnieszka suffers a huge case of special snowflake syndrome.
No.
I highly disagree. All the characters in the book are sorcerers, witches, and they cast spells to make magic. Magic spells with impossible ways to pronounce. That's called world building. Fuck you. 1 star for the writing. That is so messy, mediocre, and tedious to read. Yes, tedious. It's all tilted to telling instead of showing.
No.
Incorrect. Incorrect.
Welcome to Night Vale.
Welcome to Night Vale. I know what people won't like about this one too. Never listened to the podcast, don't plan on it now either. Good lord, what a mess. You want to know how long it takes for a novel that's compiled completely of funny little moments of weirdness and oh, you thought one thing, but it's actually the opposite. Haha, get to it. Get the real goddamn annoying by about 1 page. I held on hoping the preciousness? I think they mean precociousness.
I think so.
Would have some real motivation or explanation behind it. Nope, just cleverness for the sake of cleverness. This is a person who does not know how to critically think. And it didn't evolve or add up to anything. Yes, it did! The first book actually had a full arc plot. We had a full plot with this one. If I want to be entertained by the bleakness of life and uselessness of anything in vast uncaring universe, I'll just watch Rick and Morty. This is your problem. You watch Rick and Morty.
Excuse you.
I hate Rick and Morty.
Fuck you.
I'm sorry, I do. This is not a book to be taken seriously. It's a absurdist book.
Yeah.
And all of the absurdity things, they're not there just for the sake of cleverness stuff. They actually have purpose. It's surrealism. And if your tiny brain can't handle that, that's your problem. All right, next is Anne of Green Gables.
Yes.
Anne of Green Gables. This one, I'm editing my review because people keep liking it. I think I was very obnoxious, so it's embarrassing. I still hate this book, though. I want to know what the original review was. Writing was not terrible, yet that is all I can really say. Anything positive. Anne herself was such a melodramatic, self-absorbed, incessant child that I could barely stand her.
But that's
the point.
Yeah.
She spoke too much, far too much, to the extent that when she was saying utter nonsense most of the time, took up several pages all at once. That's her character! It was the largest waste of tree I have known. The other characters were no better. But it was Anne who annoyed me most of all. There was little plot with zero conflict, except a few oopsies done by Anne herself. Little misdemeanors that surprisingly barely made any of the adults angry. Okay, this is a modern person not understanding how a classic works, but the time period of that this was written, and what the whole point of Anne is.
Yeah.
Book 3 made me hate Anne so much that I need to retroactively give 1 star to this book. Well, that's not how this works.
No.
Well met. Well met. Oh, I worry for this one. Yikes, what a shit show. The writing is incredibly juvenile. It reminded me of reading fanfic written by a 15-year-old, and the heroine is very immature. And I don't think so. The hate relationship between them begins when Simon points out that Emily filled out a form incorrectly, which she did. Okay. See, this is a modern contemporary romance, and they don't have to be literary masterpieces. It's made... They're written to be read quickly and to be enjoyed quickly.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, Simon is a nitpicker, and that made sense for his character and what he was doing.
And nitpicking is very, very
especially when it's forms. Frustrating. Once you learn about who Simon is and why he's so uptight about the con, or not the con, but the Ren Fair, and like he's running everything and he put too much on himself, so it's easy to be an asshole that way. It was like a slow burn and insta love at the same time with the worst qualities of both tropes. Rude.
Eventually yours.
No!
I wonder how many people agree with me that Dude Face is the most annoying person on the planet.
I don't think I have enjoyed a book less this year. Then Albert systematically eliminated every potential side character in the most comedic of ways and left me alone for the bulk of the book with these two characters. That's the point. That's the trope.
Yeah.
It's the one bed trope.
Yeah.
Get over it. To me, it never read like either of the characters really grew from their experience being together. Hard disagree.
Oh, yeah.
I was convinced that the author was dangling a hidden ASC diagnosis or pending diagnosis, that it ruined it for me. The characters use a lot of terminology obviously relating to Alden potentially being on the autism spectrum, but then it turned up later that that wasn't the case. No, it was still confirmed he was.
Yeah.
It's just they couldn't define it exactly. It still set it up like this was going to be a big secret of his that no one knew but would come out eventually. I get that it later said he wasn't really on the spectrum, but I don't know, it just felt like terminology. It wasn't that he's not on the spectrum, it's that they couldn't really put him in a box.
Yeah.
And that's the whole point of it, and I thought the message of this was that people who have autism, they have a lot of different things, I think, and different combinations of what can put a person under. They just couldn't define it as, you know, autism spectrum disorder or all the many others that are out there, because I think one of the metaphors for having autism is not like being on a scale or under an umbrella or anything. It's like a sundae bar where everybody has different toppings. Yeah. And that's how it read to me for Alden, is that they just weren't sure what exactly to label him as. Exactly. But it's not important to either.
It's basically just saying that. Like, it's not important to put a label on him. He's got problems that he has to work through, and they have negatives and positives that come with it, and that's exactly what I wanted to see.
And my battery is dying.
Yes, it is. We got
Ariadne. I can read it behind. This is a new release, and it's actually nominated for a Goodreads Choice Award. This book has absolutely no idea what it is trying to say or what story it is trying to tell. Hard disagree. This is like reading a narrative version of the Wikipedia page for the Ariadne story. Ouch. Though you could probably learn more about Ariadne by just going to Wikipedia. I disagree entirely. It's a somewhat garbled thread about the misogynistic treatment of women in the classical myth. That's not a garbled thread. That's the theme. That is the entire message. The whole point of this is that when men do wrong, it's women that suffer. That's the message of the whole book.
Oh.
Especially in Greek myth, because it's always, when it's a guy that messes it up, like if Zeus sleeps around with somebody, Hera punishes the girl, not Zeus. That's the freaking theme. I'm fine. And it's directly contradicted by the overall plot of the book. No, it is not. It is not at all. It has moments where it starts flipping it on its side, because you're like, is this her growth? What's happening? But then it just proves Ariadne again. It proves her points. People not know how character arcs work?
No. Apparently not. Anyway, the wind blows, and this is scary.
I honestly thought this was the best of the entire series.
Oh my god, it was so good.
I thought it was the best one. I think Wayward Son was the weaker.
Yeah.
But,
it definitely goes... Anyway, the wind blows, carry on. Wayward Son. Yeah.
See, Wayward Son did suffer sequel syndrome. I will admit that.
It was a bit of a drag, but, like, still at the same time.
It's a drag, but it's the shortest book. I will close my eyes and pretend Carry On is still a standalone. The 1 star is for Shepard, who actually deserves his own book. I mean, I wouldn't say no to a Shepard book.
I wouldn't either.
I would love a Shepard prequel book. And how he gets into all these messes?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. But Zinni is wrong.
I swear to God, this series has more unresolved plot points than Pretty Little Liars and Game of Thrones combined. It wraps up perfectly.
It does.
What? Anyway, the Wind Blows On is just the Rise of Skywalker of the Simon Snow series. That's cruel. God. This book was probably the worst book I've ever read in my life. The spicy scenes were so weird. I felt like I was on a fetish Reddit or some shit. That's because they're awkward.
They're super awkward.
It's hard when you're in a relationship and you're trying to move into more intimacies.
For sure.
It doesn't go smoothly for the most part.
I don't even want to talk about my experiences with that.
Oh, well, at least there were lesbians.
Renegades. Oh, no.
Renegades by Marissa Meyer.
I don't like this video, Stephanie.
You agreed to it. If I had more willpower to add more ugh into my ugh than I would, but I don't because I'm tired of this book. I hate this book with every ounce of sanity in my soul. How can the same person have written both a piece of artwork and a piece of trash? Rude. I hate Nova. I hate Adrian. I hate Adrian's alter ego. I will give you that. I'm not a fan of Adrian's alter ego. But I feel like the characters were a lot more dumb and naive than their ages would suggest. I'm sorry, they're teenagers. All teenagers are dumb and naive.
Very dumb.
Sorry, if you're a teenager watching this, you're dumb and naive, and I was once too. It's fine. All right, next up.
Next up, In Order to Live.
Okay, I will be surprised if people dare to give this. This is a non-fiction book.
I would hope not.
North Korean is Your Girl's Journey to Freedom. It clearly has a lot of holes in it.
It's non-fiction.
It's not holes. It's also about, like, how much of your personal story you want out in the world. That's why, like, I would love to read her sister's story, but that's her sister's story to tell. So Youngmi Park does not show that in this book. This is a person trying to deny everything that happened to her.
That's disgusting.
I would have expected that by now some sort of boycott should have happened out of respect for actual rape victim. She is an actual rape victim and human trafficking victim.
And an actual oppressed person.
Oh my god. This person missed everything. Yes, that's upsetting to see that. Okay, next.
House on the Cerulean Sea. I've given up on humanity. We haven't even reached Heartstopper yet either.
No, we haven't. What is this, the finale? House on the Cerulean Sea. This is a very hype book, and it's whimsical and delightful, and I freaking love this book. Have you read it yet?
No.
Oh, you're gonna love it. Nope. I'll be honest, I read it and I loved it. Writing was great and everything. Then months after reading it, I discovered that this book was inspired by Canada's 60s scoop. What? Oh, I know what this person is mad about. So this person is saying it's talking about residential schools, and they turned it into fantasy of like the kids, because the kids in these schools all have kind of superpowers, not superpowers, but like different kinds of things. Like the Antichrist is a character in this. TJ Klune already mentioned that yes, it was inspired by these events but that's fine to do. It's not trying to overwrite them. It's acknowledging them, but just showing it in a different way. Because some people learn their basic societal themes through fantasy. That's what fantasy does. If you want to read about those actual schools and stuff, then you read the nonfiction book.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people take themes of things that have happened in real life, put it into the fantasy setting, and then it can be related to a lot of different viewers or a lot of readers that way.
Yeah.
That's what, this is not like something that's so problematic in my eyes, but I'm a white woman. What do I know?
Poppy War.
Poppy War! Oh. I can see people not liking this.
Oh, I can see people hella not liking
heavy.
this.
This is a heavy, heavy baby.
Yep,
2%. I don't understand why Kwong hadn't began the book with action, with battles or something, because that's not how the story begins. This is Rin's story. The entire trilogy is Rin and Rin's story alone.
The school part truly reads like a Harry Potter fanfic.
What?
With Asian Draco Malfoy?
It's the way the world building is executed and handled in relation to the real world. Magic and gods are real, but Kwong, instead of using her imagination as fantasy authors are supposed to, merely changes the names of countries and cities while using actual atrocities that happen to real people in the plot. That is not correct. Yes, it is changing names and cities and things to create this fantasy world, but it's not that magic just exists. For the majority of the world, this is not true.
Yeah.
The gods and everything, it's thought to be fantasy itself.
Yeah.
The whole idea of what these people are is a complete separate, nobody believes this is real thing until it starts being real.
Yeah.
So they missed the point. Generic military fantasy, frustratingly vague setting and historical background. It's not. No. Fong, I Want Power Ruining is an unlikable protagonist. That's on purpose.
Yeah.
Highly inconsistent characterization. Incorrect.
No.
Lazy writing.
No.
Not at all. Rules of anatomy do not apply.
What?
Oh, no obvious consequences to destroying one uterus. There are consequences. She literally goes through them. Not so much in the first one, but like in the later ones, there's a lot more consequences to that. Elite Synagogue Academy part of the story is not done well. Incorrect. Dialogue is constantly being used to explain things in forced, unnatural way. I don't think it is, because Rin is clueless. As for the plot, her superpowers are behaving like a whiny brat, holding grudges, blushing at the sight of Alton.
I mean,
that is
yes.
when she's not being busy eloquently challenging his or anyone's authority. Rude.
I mean, that is true, but I mean, that's kind of, that's her
point. Mostly importantly, like in The Bells, I find the messages in the novel monstrous or poorly dealt with. You're comparing the Poppy War to The Bells?
No.
Have you read The Bells?
Yes.
What the hell?
That's literally the point. The killing of some justifies the killing of many.
That's one of the major quandaries of the book.
Yeah. Project Hail Mary.
Oh no, I hope nobody hated this, but I bet people did. Hey. Andy Weir cannot write, and I'm tired of people pretending he can. Let's talk about characters. There is no character here. I can only see a vague man-shaped science textbook in an astronaut suit. He's a teacher.
Is he like Mark Watney at all?
No! Mark Watney and Ryland Grace are very different characters.
And he's not... Mark Watney is not a science-shaped...
He's a botanist!
A man-shaped science textbook.
Also, astronauts have to be freaking smart.
Yeah, they do! And he's like...
I know what happened. Huh. This person watched too much Big Bang Theory and thinks all the astronauts are like Howard. That's what this is.
I don't know Project Hail Mary, but I know Mark Watney. Mark Watney is a wisecracking piece of shit dude.
And Ryland's not so wisecracking. Like, he has his own character, but I find him and Mark Watney very, very different. I don't think Mark Watney could have done what Ryland does, and vice versa. They can't. Say this sounds like The Martian. Nope, this is the new novel by Andy Weir, and it is a bad book, badly written. The plot is so blatantly implausible to be silly. It's not. The author must think the stuffing every page with loads of scientific data and explanations makes the story plausible, except it does not. I did it again. I don't know when that stopped recording.
There's a lot of outrage about
Andy Weir's writing scientific. They're too scientific. It's basically The Martian again, and highly disagree. All right, next up,
Midnight Library.
I can see people not liking this for being too heavy as well. 6,318 people do not like this book.
Yet still not even a full 1%.
Yeah. What a shame. This could have been such a great novel if the author had the capacity to write about the issues and regrets of suicidal thoughts with maturity, complexity, and depth. Instead, we get this young adult-like novel. Rude. It is not at all like a young adult novel, in which the main character behaves and thinks like a 15-year-old. Incorrect. Every other character around her is just a cardboard poster rather than a human being. But that's also kind of... I won't say that they're cardboard posters, but the fact that the main character is experiencing different versions of life, it's also kind of her perception. And when it's that, there's some bias. This is not what I expected from Matt Haig, whose previous books I recommend to people who wanted to understand depression. This, I thought, did a great job representing depression. I related hard to this. So are you saying I don't have depression? This is a case. You know what this is?
This isn't how I experience it, so it's wrong.
Exactly. That's what this is. Your experiences are not universal.
Oh my god.
This is the thing about humans, is we're all different and nuanced creatures with varying experiences and various reactions to the traumas that we endure. And it happens differently. It's a Tumblr poem as a cure for depression and suicide. No. This book's message could have been inscribed on an inspirational poster or a very large coffee mug. I mean, the message, yes. I'll give them that one. All right.
Heartstopper is
the very last one. Is Heartstopper.
I'm gonna cry, Stephanie.
Which one should we do? 1, 2, 3, or 4?
I don't know.
I'm gonna go with 3 because that was my favorite.
Okay.
Not even a full percent. Both 1 and 2
yes.
is not even a full percent.
Okay, faith in humanity has been restored.
Gay is not enough.
The gay is good. The gay is beautiful and perfect.
think this series isn't exactly my thing. And that's fine to not have it be your thing. Literally nothing happens in this one. Nothing. I'm not even sure I finished reading this one, but I just got so bored. Awful and cringe-inducing.
I mean...
And then there's nothing else. Literally all the other 1 stars are nobody can say anything about it because they're liars and they don't know.
I will admit there were some times in that book that I cringed, but that was with the character, not...
Yeah, that's you're supposed to because you're supposed to relate to it.
Yes.
Wow. Wow. Well, that's it.
I hate people.
That was 18 of my... that was all the 5-star reviews pretty much to date.
We might have only gotten like 3 or 4 in because the camera stopped recording.
Yeah, sorry about all that. We were too engrossed in reading the reviews that we didn't notice the camera stopping, so...
Yeah. Rage blindness.
Our bad. Yeah, rage blind. What do you guys think of these reviews? Would you agree? Do you disagree with them? If you agree with me, you're correct.
Yes. Or me.
Yeah. But, everyone else is wrong. To all these 1-star people, did you even read the book?
Did you?
Did you? Alright, put your questions and comments down below on Facebook, Tumblr, and Twitter. And check us out on Ko-fi. If you want to support us as content creators, you can do both of us on the same Ko-fi page.
Or just her. Or just her.
Or her.
No.
Specific one for her. And I'll see you next time, cuties. Bye! These people writing fucking novels. They're writing reviews as long as the book. Everybody writes gigantic 1-star reviews and then teeny tiny baby 5-star reviews.
Because they feel like they have to justify why they hated it
I
so
guess.
much. And also ranting.
Wow. Sorry.